Morning, Tyrone. Thanks for joining
Morning, man. How
us.
you?
How are you?
Good. Can't complain.
Good,
Yourself?
good, good. Tyrone, tell us a little bit of your background, who you are, where you're from.
My rise to fame, I would say, is obviously as a Paralympian. I competed at the Rio Paralympic Games in 2016. Um, Grew up in Durban, born and bred, formerly from Reservoir Hills, now currently living in Warner Beach. Decided I needed to get away from all the limelight and celebrity status. So I decided to come down to Warner Beach away from everybody, but nobody would know me kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. Tyrone, with your current athletics journey, at what age did you start your journey in the sport of athletics?
Okay, so funny enough, you're saying that. I mean, yesterday I did a kind of an interview, and that interview I said to them, I only started athletics in 2009, and I mean, if you look at my rise, it was a really short rise if you really think about it. I was watching the Beijing Paralympics in 2008, and that's when I realized, oh, maybe this is something I can keep my hand at. So I said, okay, fine, and then tried my hand at shot put, discus, and javelin. Eventually decided to throw javelin out because I thought it was way too technical.
Yeah.
Later, I realized that shot put is actually more technical than javelin is. So that's how I decided to take up shot put because I was a bit on the larger side. I didn't realize that I could run all that much. So I figured being the big fat guy, I could probably throw stuff.
Yeah. So you only started in 2009, just over 10 years
Yeah.
ago. Okay. All right. Other than watching the Beijing Paralympics that you said now, who's the coach or the person or persons that made the biggest impact on your career? And how did this person contribute on such a level?
Well, sadly, I've never had a coach, right, leading into athletics, but I've had a lot of mentors and role models along the way. I mean, without a doubt, my parents be who I am. So I think that's one of the most important ones is that I think without them I wouldn't have been who I am today. And I strongly say that to people is that for me, my mom and dad never saw me as disabled. They never saw me as there was something wrong with me. They just gave me the opportunities and allowed me to play sport, which was really great, right? But the person that I would say that truly allowed me to be me was a teacher of mine when I was in primary school. His name was Mr. Davi Prasad. And one of the things that he did was my dad came to him while I was in school, and obviously I kicked the ball and my prosthetic leg started to spin. I needed an Allen key to come and tighten it, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So my dad had to come to school, and then when he got to school, the teacher was there, and he said to him, "Please stop it! Don't let this kid play anymore. It's just ridiculous. Every time something's happening, and I got to leave work, and I got to come here each time." And he said to my dad, "Just let him be a kid. Let him play. Let him do everything." And those are the little things that people don't know about me. Is that there were people that allowed me to be and become who I am today. And I think he's instrumental in my life. I mean, up till today, we still keep in contact. He's been a part of every single thing that I do. I randomly send him messages, say, "Thank you for everything you have done for me." And
Yeah.
he's like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "You believed in me." And I think that's an important thing is when someone believes in you and shows you some sort of that you have that ability. I think that's the most important thing. And I think that's what he showed. He showed me that he believes in my abilities and that
Yeah.
allowed me to be who I am.
Okay. So you talk about as a kid playing at school and whatever. What is your best childhood memory in sport?
I think bowling at my brother and hitting him on the head with a cricket ball, I think. Because I was an avid cricket player. I mean, I played cricket for 14 years. And that was my love. That was my passion. I mean, that's where I believed I was going to compete for South Africa playing cricket.
Yeah.
So for me, I think as a youngster playing cricket, I grew up watching guys like Brett Schultz, Alan Donald, the really quick guys coming at you. I
Yeah.
always wanted to be that guy, the aggressive, balls in your face kind of guy. And that's what I started doing was the funniest thing was having guys come into the cricket net and be scared as hell of you. When you run in there and you're bowling at their head, into their body, these guys just take care. So one of my best friends lives in the US and we speak just about every other day. And he says to me, "I still remember the day you came into the net and it seemed like you had a fight with your girlfriend or you were pissed with somebody. But you came in there and you just started bowling like a demon at us." And I mean, I used to bowl at about 140 k's per hour back then. So imagine 140 Ks, it's slamming at you. It's quite solid. So yeah,
Yeah.
so for me, I think that was one of my fondest memories as a kid, playing cricket and trying to inflict pain on everybody.
Yeah. Tyrone, how much value did or do you place on support from friends and family in your sport?
Massive. I think the support that you receive, not only in sport, I think in everything that you do, helps you
Yeah.
to get to where you want to be. I mean, I always look at my life, my parents, my brother, sister, my grandmother, my wife, all of the people in my life right now and in my past have always helped me to get to where I'm at.
Yeah.
Being an international sportsman is not easy. I gotta be honest with you, it's a very selfish life. It's all about you. It's all about what you have to do. It's all about the things that you need. It's always you, you, you. And
Yeah.
most people will never stand for that. Most people will say, sorry, hey, I'm out. This is you. You can go ahead and do it. I've
Yeah.
always had people that have supported me along the way. I mean, I was 10 months old when I started to walk, and I needed a prosthetic leg from 10 months old. And back in 1980, you're talking nearly 1,500 rand or something for a prosthetic leg, which is a lot of
Oh,
money.
yeah.
And I never came from a wealthy family. So obviously my parents spent a lot of money to try and get me these things. And it's all of that support that got me to where I'm at now. I mean, now I'm privileged enough to have 3 or 4 prosthetic legs whenever I need them. So, I look back at my journey and I wouldn't have got that if it wasn't for the support of my friends, my family, and everyone. I mean, even my brother, I tell you something about him. He would tackle me when we would play soccer. I mean, he'd tackle me proper. He would lean to me, and I'll be like there looking at him like, dude, do you know I have a prosthetic leg? Why are you guys doing this? There was no half measures. Everybody
Yeah.
was full on with you. And those are the things that made me stronger. Those are the things that made me realize I was no different from anybody else. I think that's the important thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What is your preferred method of keeping in touch with friends and family?
That's a bad question to ask
Seeing that
IT
we are
guys.
lockdown.
As an IT guy, well, the only thing I'm short of doing is sending smoke signals right now. I've done everything else. I even sent drones flying out with things on it.
So
uh,
anything goes. Anything goes.
so obviously, WhatsApp I think is the most common used method of video chat. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to see my mom for 9 weeks now. I was actually in lockdown before everybody else because I was away on a trip, and then obviously when I came back, I was a bit sick. So they were worried I might have it, so I had to go into quarantine. And as a result, I didn't get to see my mom. And with my mom being a cancer survivor, I refused to be anywhere near her in the
Yeah.
event of her getting ill because of me. So therefore, I haven't seen her. So video chat with her, my brother as well. I mean, I see him just about every day. But my close circle, I mean, we on the phone like just about every single day, video chatting, FaceTime,
Yeah.
WhatsApp, you name it.
Okay.
It's amazing. I mean, what's available to us. I always laugh because my mom gets upset because she says, "Oh, I haven't seen you for so long." I said, "Well, if I was living overseas, this is what we'd be doing. We'd be video chatting and we'd be like texting all the time, kind of thing." So I think this is going to be the new norm now.
Yeah. No, true. True. Karen, if you could choose only one person who you competed with or against to go into lockdown with, who would you choose?
I don't like anyone that I compete with, so I'm never gonna get any of those guys to be here. If anything, it would be one of my teammates. I get along really well with him. His name is Cohen. I just get along so well with that guy. I mean, on tour we are roommates all the time, so it's
Yeah.
easy to be his roommate. He's actually the first person to ever teach me how to use a washing machine. So I mean, I was in a dorm for the first time in my life in 2010, I think it was, and he showed me how to use a washing machine. He showed me how to put clothes on the line. I'm like, wow, I'm a big guy, old man, and I'm learning from a youngster. So I would say Kerwin would probably be the best person for me to be with in lockdown.
Okay. Yeah. And who is the person that you would not want to be in lockdown with?
Sure. Whew, that's a tough one. I might get myself into trouble for answering this one. Um,
It's not about that. It's just not about that. I mean, it can be.
I think my old roommate, because he was a pig of note. I mean, he would just throw his clothes around everywhere. He would not even care. He would just leave the dishes everywhere. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, Imagine being in lockdown with a guy like that. I mean, at least
Yeah.
I could walk out whenever I got upset, that kind of thing. Yeah, you stuck with the guy. So I think my previous sport would probably be the first.
Okay. Tyrone, how would you describe the most definitive moment in your athletics career?
2016 Rio Paralympic Games, standing on the podium, receiving a bronze medal, without a doubt. I
Yes.
think that defined me as a person, and it showed the world who I was. I was an unknown person to everyone. Nobody believed in me. Nobody gave me any second chance of trying to go out there and win a medal. When I got on that platform, I realized something. When I was 3 years old, I always dreamt of one day competing for South Africa. And 33 years later, I stand on this podium, proudly wearing a bronze medal. And it didn't matter the color of the medal. The color of the medal was irrelevant. But
Yeah.
standing on it, seeing a South African flag, it's something you dreamt about from the time you were a little boy. I mean, it's life changing. It changes you, not so much, from a financial sense. I don't ever look at life in that sense. For me, I look at it from what it's given me. It's shown me so much. It's made my life amazing. Made
Yeah.
me a better person because of it as well.
Created a lot of opportunities for you as well. So it changed the course of
Exactly.
your
I
life.
mean, I think one of the most important things it's done is it's shown me what is possible. It's shown me what you can do if you believe in yourself. Show me what you
Yeah.
can do if you're determined and you're hardworking. And these are the things that I've always been. I'm not a talented person. I stand by this every single day. I'm not talented. I just work really, really hard at the things that I do.
Yeah.
So I look at that and I was very proud. I mean, I'm not one who gives myself any praise. I've never done that. I'm always very critical of myself. But when I stood there, I was very proud. It was the proudest
Yeah.
moment of my life. And I
Yeah.
looked there and I said to myself, I've achieved something that millions of people don't ever get this opportunity to even be here. And I got that. So I'm really proud of it.
Yeah. Okay. What other sports do you follow closely and why?
I follow a bit of football, so soccer, obviously. I don't have a specific team as such. When I tell you the team that I do support, you probably won't even know who they are. They're called Sheffield Wednesday. They don't
I know
even play in
them.
the Premier League.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I like them back in the day, back in 1990 odd. So people laugh at me like, "Who's that?" We never even heard of them. Everybody expects me to say Liverpool, Manchester United, Chelsea, the usual jazz. But yeah, that's my team. I love cricket. I love playing cricket. Watching cricket is tough for me. I think when you're a person who loves the sport so much, to sit and watch it is not that easy. Now, I've recently developed knack to play tennis. I started playing some tennis now. Golf as well. Play a bit of golf. I haven't played for a while now because of my focus for Tokyo. I don't want to cause any injuries and stuff, so I've laid off that. And yeah, then also started swimming as well. So just trying my hands at different things. I'm
Yeah.
that kind of guy. You put me
Staying
somewhere and you
active.
say to me, hey, try this thing out, and I try everything. I'm not the greatest at things. I think cricket was the only sport that came naturally to
Cricket.
me. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Have you learned a new life skill outside of sport during lockdown? And what is the skill?
Appreciate what you have and don't take things for granted. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of people take a lot for granted. I look outside my window. I actually live alongside the beach. Let me just. So I'm alongside the beach. I stand by the window and I look at the people. And I never saw people walking out here, running out here before. Now everybody's running out here permanently. And
Yeah.
I think we took a lot for granted. We didn't realize, what was going to happen. I think so. Those are things for me. Don't take things for granted. Appreciate what you have.
Yeah. Yeah. True. That's very true. During lockdown, what is it about normal life you miss the most?
I think one of the hardest things for me right now is not being able to see my mom. I find that challenging, to be honest with you. I'm so used to seeing her just about every day. I go to train, and then from training, I go straight to see her, and not being able to see her and my sister and stuff is really challenging. I think for me
Yeah.
personally, I come from a very close family. After losing my dad, my mom was instrumental in my life. So,
Yeah.
not being able to be there with her and stuff, it's challenging. I won't lie to you. There's days where it can be depressing that you're locked up at home and you can't. But I also think about the bigger picture, making sure that she can survive
Yeah.
based on the fact that illness could lead her to something worse. So therefore, I would rather stay at home and bite my tongue a bit and say that I'm happy to see her over video chat rather than being there. But you miss your mom's food, you miss the company, just miss being with them, kind of thing. So I think that's a big thing for me. And most importantly, I think being active. I think that's the thing now that's killing me. I can't be outside. I can't throw shot put, which is really a bummer for me right now.
Yeah.
Not being able to gym the way I used to gym. Those are things that I thrived on. It gave me the energy every single day. And I think now it's starting to get to me a little because it's taken that part of me away.
That's right. Yeah. And it's also being able to train is that the happy hormones. And once we get the happy hormones, the rest of the things falls in place. And now there's a
Exactly.
block on that. Yeah.
I mean, I'm training like 6 hours a day now. I mean, the things that I'm doing. I mean, I'm doing Pilates to throwing at the track twice a day. I'm gymming. I'm cycling. I'm going on the treadmill. All of those things that I enjoy doing. And I mean, like even tennis. I can't even play tennis right now. So it's starting to catch up for me. I got to be honest with you. I know everybody probably you might interview and people interview say, oh, it's really great. It's not. It is that. It is tough. It's not as easy as what everybody makes it out to be.
No, and I don't think any of us foresee or the fact that it's going to be this long, and we still don't know when the end is going to be there.
Yeah, I mean, friends of mine in Italy and stuff were saying to me that they finally have been allowed to start visiting people in the area after nearly 3 months.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a long time if you really think about it. They might only be allowed travel from July locally. Then I think it'll be a couple of months from that before they'll be allowed to travel outside of Italy. So it's not going to be easy. I mean, a guy like me who permanently travels, I mean, my life is completely changed. I don't think I'm going to do any travel this year because of the risk factor behind it. Because actually, to be honest, I would have been in Brazil right now. I was due to fly to Brazil on the 23rd of March. And thankfully, people rejected my travel in light of the coronavirus. And I was arguing with it and saying, oh, I'll be fine, just let me go and compete. I would have been stuck in Brazil right now. Now imagine how tough that would have been. I mean, away from your family, from everything, in a foreign country, you don't have money, so there's so many things to consider. And the other thing is, we don't know when we travel if there's going to be another outbreak. We don't know what's going to happen. So I can't afford to take that chance right now, especially with the games being next year, August. I mean, I got to be really smart in the way I do things. So I suppose for now, the focus will be trying to stay at home and focus on training. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How important is it for you to keep a good state of health, and why? I mean, we talked about now our current situation, but in normal life, a good state of health. Why would you enforce that?
The one thing I've learned, I've worked with a psychologist, and mental health is also very important, and something that people need to bear in mind. So one of the key things we work on is something called controllables versus uncontrollables. So you need to focus on what you can control, not what you can't control. So those are things that when things get really bad for me, I focus on. Like, for example, I can't control the lockdown. It's out of my hands. What I can control, getting up every morning, cycling for 20, 30 minutes, going training for half an hour, 45 minutes, coming back, making sure I eat the right stuff, don't put in rubbish into my body, that kind of stuff. So I focus a lot on the things I can control, not what I can't. Sadly, I mean, like sometimes you do get affected by, like, you'll be seeing athletes that you compete against and they are throwing shot put or they training in the gym and you'll be thinking, damn, look at this. That's completely out of your control. So don't focus on that stuff. Focus on what you can control.
Cool. Yeah, very true. Very true. Which chore during lockdown is the worst chore in your daily routine? What is your wife making you do?
I'm actually married to an amazing lady. So as a result, I don't do any chores. She does every single thing. I mean, she cooks, she cleans, she does everything. I mean, literally. The only thing is I'm a bit of a nutter. So I like things to be a certain way. So I must always be cleaning and organizing. I'll tell you a funny story. When I'm on tour, I pack my bag at least 3 times before we can leave to come back home, right? And everybody's like, why do you do that? I like everything to be set. Like everything must be like this in my bag. And it's the same thing at home as well, like everything must be set in accordance. Like the other day I cleaned out the cupboards trying to pack up all the packets, and all the packets are set like this. And everyone has a reason why that one is there, why this one. So yeah, it's not her so much, it's more me and my OCD ways with certain things. I can clean and like make sure everything. So I painted yesterday. This is quite funny. I decided to paint the walls, and I was so irritated because I couldn't get the wall perfect because the wall plastering was so bad. So I kept painting and it's not coming right. And I'm like so upset. This morning I decided I'm gonna sand the whole wall down. I'm gonna basically replaster this wall and then I'm gonna paint. Then it's gonna come out perfect. My wife just looks at me.
Okay, so you're creating your own chores.
Yeah, exactly. I'm creating my own. She doesn't give me any. I just make my own.
Yeah. Okay. Tyrone, if you had the opportunity to speak to the whole of South Africa, what would the message be?
I think my first and foremost message to everyone is we need to be safe. We need to practice the rules of social distancing. We need to also understand what is required. This is something I've been saying from day one. I mean, I did a lot of posts regarding it, and I keep saying to people, adhere to the rules. The rules are there for a reason. We need to learn from other countries. We need to learn from what they've gone through. This is not a disease that knows skin color, does it know status, wealth, none of that. It's going to attack anyone. And I think for us right now, because we haven't seen the full impact of it, we don't understand it. Let me tell you, I've seen it with my friends all around the world, and they tell me stuff. It's not nice. And all I can pray and hope is that everybody stays safe during this time. I think what we need to also understand is that we haven't hit the peak yet. I think our peak is still to come. So I think the next couple of months is going to be very important for all of us. So if we can practice good hygiene, the rules that have been set in place, I mean, as far as the masks and, physical contact, all of that. I know it's really tough. Trust me. I mean, I think in a minute, I counted, I touched my face like 10 times in a minute the one day. And it's the reality. It's really tough. It's something now which is going to become a new norm. It's going to become the way of life for all of us. So I urge everybody to just adhere to those rules and to practice best possible hygiene that we can. I know it's not easy. I know there's going to be difficult, but wherever we can help, we got to help each other along the way.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. What is your favorite non-South African meal, and from which country is it?
Oh, easy. I love Japanese food, right? So I go to Japan quite a bit, and I developed a liking for something called curry udon. And it's like a really big noodle. I think the noodles are like that big, and they call it a curry paste on it with tempura prawn on the top and chicken. It's just to die for. So every interview that I do in Japan, the audience laughs whenever I say curry udon because they're like, there's sashimi, there's teppanyaki, there is all these fancy dishes in Japan. You like curry udon, which is seen as like a lower ranked dish in Japan, right? I just love it. I mean, the one day I think I ate it 3 times in the one day, and everybody's like, "You really like this stuff?" I'm like, yeah, I just love it. So the curry udon is my number one thing.
Okay, all right. What is your opinion on sport during development of a child's life?
I look at my life, and every time I answer stuff, I always look at myself because I'm the best person to answer when you're looking at yourself, kind of thing. I look at my life and how it's changed me. I think it's very important. It gave me so much. It gave me so much of belief in myself. It gave me an avenue to become greater as a person. So I think sport has a lot to teach you. I mean, if I look at cricket, for example, cricket showed me how to be a team player. It showed me how to be a leader because I was a captain at one point in the team, and it shows you dynamics of people, which you can then enforce into work.
Yeah.
And I always say this to people: sport teaches you so much of values that you can apply to so many different things. And I've learned that. I mean, I was 22 years old when I was appointed as a manager at a company. At 22 years old, what the hell do you know? I mean, nothing. And I just applied a lot of my sporting knowledge to my work environment, and it really did help me. And I'm honest, even up till today, the stuff that I do and things like that, I always think about my sport and I think about others first because of what I've learned. My dad was actually a very instrumental person in that because I remember the one cricket match. He was the team manager, and he sat me out the game because I was quite a cocky young kid when I was playing cricket, you
Mm.
know, because I was that good. So he made me sit out, and he said to me, "You're not going to play today." I looked at him like, "I'm your best player. Why would you sit me out?" And he says, "Until you learn that you're part of a team, you'll never play again." Hey, what's wrong with this guy? Like, come on, seriously, you're going to lose the game. And obviously, they lost the game, and it just went on and on for a couple of weeks where I wasn't playing. And then I went home and I said to my mom, "Speak to your husband. I don't know what's wrong with him. He doesn't want me to play every game." And she's like, "Sorry, not getting involved in this. This is between you and your dad." You
Yeah.
know, and by week 5 and week 6, he made me the water boy, which I mean is the worst position in the world. I mean, everybody wants water. You know, everybody wants new gloves, and everybody wants something when you're the
That's
water
right.
boy. So I would run on the field and come back. And, but he would never tell me what the lesson was, or he'd never tell me what's going on, you know, that kind of thing. And eventually, I started to see things. Like these big eyes, I started seeing people on the field. I saw myself running out, giving them messages, getting them water to refresh them, all of that stuff. Then I realized I'm part of a team. It's not just one person. It's
Yeah.
a collective effort. If I'm bowling and the ball goes up in the air, I can't catch it. Somebody has to go up to catch it. So you have to be a part of a team to do all of that. So I go to my dad and I'm like, "I learned a lesson." And he's like, "Oh, what was the lesson?" He says, "No, you are part of the team and you need to understand that, you know, that there's different people in the team and we all have to work together." He says, "Great, I'm really happy for you, but you're still not going to play." And I'm like, "What's up with this?" I mean, like I sat out like 10 games that season. But it's a painful lesson, but it's something that's helped me to be who I am today.
Yeah.
I don't take anything for granted. I don't treat anybody with disrespect. And I think it was a very valuable lesson that I learned.
Okay. Yeah, you see a lot of successful sportsmen taking what they've taken from sport into business, and how successful they then become in business as well. So there's lessons to
So
learn
sorry,
there
Jan,
as well.
I lost you. I lost you for a second there, Jan.
I was saying, I mean, you see so many successful sportsmen that take the lessons they've learned through sport into business and become very successful in sport as well. So it's a development
Yeah.
process from a child into adulthood and into business for that matter.
You know, it has such great effects. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that all sportsmen turn out to be great businessmen or
Yeah,
great leaders or anything, but a lot of them, if they instill the values that they had when they were playing sport, it'll take them far.
yeah. All right. So what is your favorite junk food meal?
Burgers,
Burgers.
biggest burger guy you'll ever meet. I mean, I go all around the world asking people to take me to burger places. People laugh
Okay.
at me like, "Burgers?" I mean, I went to Japan and I was going for dinner the one night, and my friend says to me, "Where do you want to go?" I'm like, "I go to a burger place." Burger place? Like seriously? I'm like, "Yeah, I love making burgers as well. So burgers definitely."
Okay. All right. And what is your favorite healthy food meal?
Wow. Chicken breast, salad, quinoa, and brown rice.
Okay. All right. So social media. We talked a little bit earlier. How do you keep in touch? You say WhatsApp, and I mean, with your current role as a South African athlete, social media. How does that play a role in you connecting with people?
I think obviously for me it's a bit twofold. Obviously I have a huge fan base. I mean, Instagram and Facebook and that kind of stuff. So one of the things I've been trying to do a lot is to try and encourage people to be positive during this time and to try and inspire them to be, oh, I think, better, be better, do better, you know, that kind of thing. So I think through my social platforms, obviously I've been doing a lot of that kind of thing. In that I would post positive things about, for example, being together right now, staying at home, all of those kind of things.
Yeah.
And I think as I wouldn't call myself a celebrity, I never do that. But I think as a public figure, I think we have a role and a responsibility. I think each one of us has that.
Yeah.
So I've been trying actively to do that, and yeah, try to get the message out to every single person. I know we might not be able to get it to everyone, but if we could get it one or two people, and they then spend that on to others, I think that's going to be a huge thing.
Yeah. Okay. What part of your conditioning is your favorite, and also what is your least favorite?
Can't you see abs? Love my abs. I don't think I've seen my abs for like 20 years or something. Um, Without a doubt, obviously, shoulders. I love training shoulders. It's just my favorite thing. So any exercise from shrugs to overhead presses, that kind of stuff, I love. I'm also insane with the squat, but unfortunately, I can't do that right here. I can squat up to 240. So it's one of my favorite exercises. But obviously, of recent, I've been having a lot of back issues. So I've had to lay off the heavy squats and the heavy lifting for now. The thing that I hate the most is cardio. I just can't stand it. I mean, the idea of doing something for 1 hour and just being like in that same mood, oh, it just kills me. I promise you. I don't know how people run marathons. I take my hat off to them because
But
they're quite
I think
impressive for doing
I
it.
think cardio is a short put thing that short putters do not like.
Yeah, yeah. My current coach lives in Denmark, and he was training with a guy by the name of Joachim Olsen. I don't know if you remember Joachim Olsen. He won a silver medal at the Olympics. I think the first Danishman to win a medal in shot put, right? And he's a monster. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, his deadlift was 380, bench press over 250. Crazy numbers.
Mm.
And his coach was making him to sprints. And he went back to his coach. He says, "I'm not here to run. I'm a thrower. Make me throw. I don't care about running." And I always put that in my mind now. I'm not built for running. I'm built for throwing stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think cardio is like my worst thing in the world. I do it. I won't lie to you. I do it, but I just like it.
Yeah.
I'd rather do cardio like playing tennis or swimming and stuff like that rather than being on a treadmill or a bike. I just think it's pointless.
That's right. Okay. Do you have any hobbies that no one really knows about? And what is it?
Well, because of lockdown, I developed a new hobby, which is gaming. I know nothing about gaming. I suck at it. I mean, if anybody wants to play me online, they'll probably beat me. I'm that guy that just adds the numbers for everybody, that kind of thing. My brother laughs because we tend to play every day, and he just kills me at it. And he's like, you're actually not getting any better. I'm like, yeah, I know. I just do this because I just like interacting with people, that kind of thing. So that's my new hobby is obviously that. And then there's something new that I've started taking up is restoring furniture and like trying to become a bit creative in art kind of stuff. I don't know how good I'm going to be at it, but yeah, just something I'm going to try out.
Yeah, obviously, just to keep busy, huh? Just to keep busy.
Exactly. Or maybe open up a business after lockdown or when I retire, maybe furniture business.
That's right. That's right. So, what is your favorite South African meal?
A braai, without a doubt.
Right.
I love a braai.
That's a
Yeah. I
that's a
just
short answer.
And that's another thing with the lockdown. We're not even allowed out to brine. So I mean, for me, I'm sitting in this flat just thinking about brine all the time. Like when the lockdown's over, I'm gonna probably brine.
Yeah, we're going to continuously brine, I think.
Exactly, exactly.
Tyrone, as a child, as being a disabled child athlete, what was your idea of professional sport as a child?
So it's actually weird because I never saw myself as disabled when I was growing up as a kid, right? I only saw myself as able-bodied. I didn't even know what Paralympic sport was. I've never even met disabled people when I was growing up, when I was playing cricket. So for me, I think it was kind of like only one dimension. I only had that able-bodied way of thinking. I never thought about disability sports in any way. And I think it's right until, like I said, when I was told I couldn't play cricket. I think it was around about 2000, 2001 or something like that when I was told I won't be able to play any further. I won't make it for the KZN team or South African team. And then I realized, hey, you know what? Maybe this is another avenue, altogether. And that's when I first found out about disability sport. So for me, disability sport is something new, I would say. I don't see it as anything different. I think it's exactly the same as able-bodied sport. The same dedication, the same amount of training hours, everything. And I think in a way I'm kind of disappointed because now that I'm involved in disability sport, I see how badly treated the Paralympians get treated because for them, there's no equality. If you look at things like sponsorships, for example, they don't get sponsorships. You have guys that have won gold medals, can't even get kits. I mean, like seriously, it's just ridiculous. And I mean, if you look at the world of sport right now, there's just so much of inequality, and I think it needs to change. And I think the way it's changing is for people to speak up about it, say what the problems are. People don't know what the issues are.
Yeah.
I'm one of those very vocal people, and I always stand up and say it's unfair. And if something's unfair, I mean, I don't know if you notice now that guys are getting all this money from the government. I don't think it was fair that some of the athletes got that money. I mean, these athletes shouldn't have claimed that money. You know, that money could have gone to more deserving people, in my opinion. We could have helped homeless people instead. And I know I might get a lot of flack for saying that, but that's me. That's my opinion. I don't care because at the end of the day, I'm all about the people. And I really think sometimes inequalities out there have not been addressed and will never be addressed unless people speak up.
Yeah, true. On this matter, how do you think we can change how companies or corporate sponsors see the inequality in Olympic sports and Paralympic sports? What do you think needs to happen?
I think there's a couple of things, right? For me, one of the big things is that we need to showcase Paralympic sport more. I think it's not shown. I mean, let me ask you a question. Besides the Rio Paralympic Games, how many times have you seen me on TV?
I think that was the only time.
Exactly. So, I mean, I can tell you for a fact, if I switch on the TV, there's moments where they put me on at 2 o'clock in the morning. Who's watching TV at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah,
no
exactly.
So, what's the point of doing that? So I go to Brazil. I think I've been in Brazil 4 times already, and I met with the president of the Brazilian Paralympic Committee, who's now the Paralympic chairman or president, I should say. And what he said to me was they invested a lot of TV rights into the Paralympics and the athletes, obviously. And as a result, sponsorship came in from there. At the moment, we don't do any of that. I mean, DSTV doesn't even mention us. I mean, if you look at, for example, the birthday roll, when they wish everybody happy birthday, no Paralympian is mentioned on there. They talk about the Olympics, nobody talks about the Paralympics. They are doing reruns of all the events that happened for the last few years. Nothing about the 2016 Paralympics.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's an absolute disconnect.
Corporate needs to also understand that Paralympics.
Yeah. So there's a complete disconnect. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, I think it's completely off completely. I think yes, a lot of countries have the same problem. I don't think it's only South Africa. I look at the US. The US treats everyone the exact same. They don't see you as an Olympian or a Paralympian. Everyone is the exact same. And I can tell you this firsthand. When I'm in the US, I get stopped by people all the time. Firstly, obviously, they think I'm a war veteran because of my physique and obviously walking on athletic legs. So everybody asks me, where did you serve? Where did you serve? And I'm like, what do you mean, where did I serve? Did I serve burgers or did I serve food? What are you talking about? Because I mean, I've never been in the military, so I don't know any of it. Then the guy would ask me, like, which war did you fight? Dude, the only war I know is between myself and my brother, like that's the only war I know. And it's so weird. As soon as you tell them you're a Paralympian and you went to the Rio Paralympic Games, and, oh my God, things just changed dramatically. I mean, people see you in a different light, like you're really up there.
Yeah.
And yet I walk around here and sometimes people won't even know who I am. It's a completely different sort of mindset. So there's a lot of education that we need to do, I think. And I think corporates have the power to do so. For example, you want to put a commercial together. Yes, I know you want to have an athlete who runs really quickly, right? Great. But include an athlete who's got a prosthetic leg. Nothing wrong with it. Include an athlete who's got a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I think the time has come now to accept everyone for who they really are. Like I say, we're a diverse world. We come from all different streams. So why not include all of that? I mean, if I look at myself and the stuff that I've done over the years, I've been included because Toyota believes in inclusion. Toyota believes in putting everybody out there, and they believe in the Paralympics. So why can't other companies and corporates do the same?
That's right. That's right. I agree.
I mean, from a kit sponsorship point of view, I mean, athletes struggle to get kits. I mean, these guys are competing all around the world. They don't even have kit sponsors. I mean, come on. You get junior athletes that are fully kitted by apparel companies. What's the difference? I mean, we got to ask the real question here. What is it? And they'll tell you, oh, you guys don't bring us any sort of revenue. You guys don't give us any sort of coverage. And they're 100% right in what they're saying. Because, I mean, how do I sponsor someone if there's no coverage for them?
That's
But
right.
if there's something on TV where people are seeing it, then obviously companies are going to sponsor you.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, your SABCs and your DSTV need to come on board and start showcasing all of this stuff. And I think also we as an organization need to fight for these things. We need to also try and get our voice out there. We need to try and show our events as well.
Yeah. How many disabled athletes is there currently in South Africa? Do you have a number on that?
Oh, there's plenty. So we kind of have a whole group of athletes. I think if you consider the national championships, there's probably 300-400 maybe that come down for national championships easily.
Yeah.
And that's only a certain amount of codes. Some of the codes have now fallen under their main federation, like rugby. Rugby will fall under SARU kind of thing. Tennis will fall under South Africa. So I can't give you those numbers, but I can tell you, like within athletics, swimming, judo, those guys all tend to come together for national championships. You're looking at easily 400, I would say, at any given time. But on the highest elite level, you're probably talking about anywhere between 25 to 30.
Yeah. Okay. Tyrone, thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your insight. Thank you for your message. We really appreciate it. And yeah, stay strong and stay healthy, stay fit. Don't injure yourself further. And
thank you, Anna. I'm looking forward to throwing with you again, eh?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I can tell you.
I need you to help me to get to Tokyo, man. Come on.
No, we'll do that. We'll get you to Tokyo. Don't you worry about that. We'll get you to Tokyo. Tyrone, thank you so much.
Thanks, man. Take care.